Hello everyone, it's Friday. We're going to do a video, and today we are in our high tunnel. We are redesigning again and getting rid of our aquaponics in the center, and we're going to put it in the ground. So we think we'll get more thermal mass by being 3 feet below and then heat it with our wood stove again. We're just trying to change things up and give us more planting space. So today what we're going to talk about is DIY drip irrigation. So this is water line. You can get it at, what I did was get it at Menards. I want to say it's 3/4 inch. It is not for potable water, meaning it's not drinking water, which doesn't matter because it's irrigation. But all these little fittings, the gray fittings, are under $1 a piece. The valves are about 11 bucks a piece. And what we did was take, I don't know if you can see, we took a safety pin, heated it up with a lighter or a pocket torch, got it hot, and poked holes in this line. So what we have is a garden hose coming in from our main line, and then T's and the valves running down each bed, and we put the little holes in it periodically. But at each line we have a valve so we can isolate if one's getting too much water or we need to water just one line. And then we have right here fittings that will go outside that we can hook up a additional hose, and I'll go down and show you what it looks like, so that we can get a garden hose or something else to water outside if we need to. So you can see we're still using the totes. We still have water in here with fish in there somewhere. But what we're going to do is end up digging a 4-foot wide by 4-foot deep trough, line it with a pond liner, and then have a water feature from one side to the other. And this is going to give us several different things. I think it's going to get better efficiency by being underground, so we'll use some of the Earth's thermal mass, because it'll be below the frost line, which is 3 feet here in Indiana. And put fish in it, it'll cycle it, but then we can put grow trays on top of that where we'd be able to put additional planting. The totes worked fine, but I think we lost too much heat from underneath and above it. They're not all connected, so it's not one uniform mass, and I think this might be better. So if you see this is Gwen the fig, and it is almost June, and she started off this tall this year. Typically here in Indiana you will have figs die back to the ground each year, but she is in full. I don't know if you can see all of the figs that she has growing. That's because we had it in the high tunnel and heated. So here are your valve with a fitting on the end from to be able to hook up a hose to, and all of this is just pushed together. There's no special tools, nothing equipment. It's just pressed fit right now. Now if we had some leaks around these, we could get hose clamps, or possibly use a heat gun to soften the plastic and then push it on. But for the most part, putting all this in, we didn't have any issue. And even if it did leak a little bit, it's not that big of a deal. It's not like it's inside or anything. This is just spring water that's coming up, and we're running our pump through it to water the high tunnel. It is the end of May. I don't know what date it is. It's kind of things I don't even know. Other than it's Friday, I don't know what that it's the end of May, and we're coming up on June here soon. So we have a lot of the cold stuff that's being done and wrapping up. We're transitioning into warmer crops, but you can see that we've also got a lot of stuff that's going to seed, and for the most part we didn't plant a lot of these things in here. This was all self-seeded from the last harvest. So what we'll do is we harvest some of the fruit, or flower heads or whatever we're going to eat off of it, and then lets it go to seed, and then it just self-seeds, and we haven't had to plant anything. So some of these are going through the outside wall and spreading seeds. And let's go look over here. You can see out here, this was a compost pile from where we were getting rid of stuff that had done for the year. And we now have things growing out of here and just spreading more and more. That's a different kind of kale. We have some mustards. We have some lettuces. Purple mustard. So, anyway, just wanted to show you how you can get done with fairly cheap drip irrigation line. Like I said, each one of those gray fittings are under $1. Sometimes they're like 33 cents to 88 cents. Most expensive piece are the valves. The hose, I want to say I got like 1,000 feet, relatively cheap. It does kink, so you wouldn't be able to use this as like a regular hose or anything, or moving. But for in here where we're not going to be doing too much moving or adjusting, it's just turning it on and off, works perfectly fine. So this was a request by Boss Lady. We were going to use PEX pipe because we had a lot of that laying around. We could go buy the drip irrigation line or the soaker hose. Soaker hoses don't seem to last very long. You get a couple of seasons and then you got to throw them away and replace them. Some of this hose has been used 3, 4, 5 times for different projects. We were just able to find sections that fit in here just right, and then pieces and parts together. Like I said, you can look closer, zoom in, whatever you need to. It's just a T, and you can see that part has a leak on it, but we still get plenty of pressure everywhere else that's getting water. And we'll just leave this on, let the beds get a good soak, and not have to individually water. Now what this helps with is tomatoes and other things that don't like their leaves getting wet, and you get mold and mildews and things like this on some of the plants. It prevents that by watering at the ground, and it gets more water into the soil versus evaporation. Also, you don't have to sit here and hold the hose and go through each one. So hopefully this helps you guys. Maybe somebody will use it, maybe not. I don't know if you can see over there my celery that has gone to seed for 4 or 5 years straight, and now end up being more of a weed. We have garlic that's done the same thing. We didn't harvest the scape, so now we have garlic all over the place. So eventually what we would love to have is, we don't plant this anymore other than our annuals, which might be some tomatoes, but for the last 3 years, we've had tomatoes come back year after year. Not the same plant, so it would be fruit that's fallen on the ground, it was overripe or whatever, we missed some, but we'll get tomatoes that we didn't plant. And usually, like this one here, I don't know if you can see it, I'm going to zoom in, that one we didn't plant. It came up on its own. It's one of the better ones that we have out here. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a good Friday, good weekend. Maybe this is your trip to go somewhere and get the parts that you need. So we'll talk to you again soon, and we're going to start doing more updates and more videos as time goes on. Thanks. Bye.